Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Not Me, Us podcast. I'm your host, Jody Johnson, clinical mental health counseling student, your online big brother who is healing himself to help you heal yourself so that we can heal this planet together. Today on the podcast, I am talking about staying true to yourself, even when everything around you feels entirely so hard. And this episode is inspired by another man's vulnerability that, honestly gave me permission to just be myself and accept who I am as a person. So as always, I'll give you guys a little rundown of what's going to occur in today's episode. First, I'm going to reflect on the challenge of staying true to yourself. Then I'll talk about reconnecting with authenticity. We'll then dive into the power of staying true to yourself. And I will close out today's episode with why staying true to ourselves is truly the key to keep us grounded. Not a long episode today, but hopefully one that will resonate with you guys deeply. So let's dive into it, chat. Right now, I'm really feeling the weight of life. And lately, I've been feeling like I'm in an ocean during the middle of a hurricane with no flippers on, and I can barely keep my head above the damn water. And that has felt pretty lonely in the recent weeks. But the other day, I was scrolling through Instagram stories, and I clicked on one from a black man who I really look up to. And on his story, he said, "I would be lying to you guys if I didn't say I'm not in the best state of mind. I've been struggling with life and trying for the life of me to get out of this place. I have been talking to God a lot lately, and it's helped, but I still don't feel like I got it together. What I'm not going to do is post some cool content and act like I'm good. I'm not. We all struggle. We all go through shit. Yes, this will pass, but right now, this is my authentic self." And the vulnerability, the relatability, the authenticity, the transparency that this man showed, it was powerful. It was moving to me because we've all been there, right? I mean, I sure as hell have. When it feels like life is, as Winston Churchill would say, one damn thing after another, right? And we lose sight of who we are in all that chaos. I've been having a major inner conflict lately, and I keep catching myself trying to push through shit, pretending like everything is fine or, avoiding the things that are hurting me deeply in my heart and in my soul. But, doing that, it doesn't help. It never has, it never will, and it only makes life that much harder. In my last episode, I talked about the power of being and how we're always becoming. And it's very easy to put on a mask and just act like I have my shit together because we've normalized that as a culture. We've normalized that in society. But the truth is, if I do that, I lose touch with myself. And a mask really isn't the answer. I can't act like something I'm not. The dissonance that accompanies that is painful. And truthfully, it's scary to show up as I really am when men are supposed to just be tough, be a man. Vulnerability in our culture is still seen as weakness, and it's scary to feel like you're not enough or that you're falling behind where everybody else is. But I know that as tough as this season of my life is, I understand that staying true to myself is the only way that I'm going to weather the storm that I'm currently in, because being authentic, staying true to myself, it's the only thing keeping me grounded when everything else is out of my control, or so it seems. The only thing that I really can control is myself. And I've realized that it's okay to feel tired. It's okay to not have it all figured out. It's okay to not be perfect. And seeing the vulnerability from other people, especially other men, really gives me permission to be okay with that. I don't have to pretend to be someone or something I'm not. I'm allowed to show up in my mess and still be worthy of love, still be worthy of respect, because how much I'm loved shouldn't be measured by what I accomplish or by what I achieve. I should be loved. I should have respect regardless. And truly, what has really helped me lately is stepping back and remembering my own needs as a human being, as a man. That consists of taking a few minutes just to practice my breathing. It's writing poems to my younger self. It's setting boundaries with family members. These look like really, really small things, but the real is shit. The real things that keep me grounded. They're things that keep me sane. They're things that keep me healthy, emotionally, spiritually, physically, you name it. And, what I do to keep myself grounded may not look the same for you. But, as I'm growing older, as the days pass, I'm realizing that even when life feels like it's crumbling at the seams, there's strength in making the choice to stay true to yourself. You don't have to have everything figured out to be strong. You could show up as you are. And this reminds me, you can go to the gym 365 days a year and still feel weak. I can be vulnerable with my online community every single day and still feel alone. Feeling this way, having these conflicting beliefs, it's all a part of being human, and these moments will pass. The good moments will pass and the bad moments will pass. Everything is only temporary. And we're not perfect. Perfect isn't even real. Being real does not mean that you have to have it all figured out. It's about being genuine with ourselves and those who are surrounding us. Even when we think, keyword think, that vulnerability is a weakness and not a strength. So whatever you're going through right now, I want you to know this. I want you to stamp this in your brain. You are enough as you are. You are loved no matter what you accomplish, no matter what you achieve. Your messy, imperfect, flawed, beautiful self is exactly what this world needs right now, and you don't have to hide it. Don't you dare hide it. Be you. And the honest truth is, when life gets hard, staying true to ourselves, staying authentic, it's the only way through. That is our anchor. That is our power. That is what makes us human. So today, if nothing else, try to honor who you are. Take that moment to breathe, to connect with yourself, and let that be enough. Tell yourself that it's enough. I'm enough. Guys, we may not have all of the answers. I sure as hell don't. But one thing that I do know is that we have each other and we have ourselves. And that is truthfully how we're going to survive. That is how we've always survived these hard seasons. That's how we survive the winter, by being true to who we are and relying on the people around us. So I'm going to ask you guys, what would happen if in this moment you decided that staying true to yourself, no matter how messy, no matter how difficult things get, is enough? And I'm going to encourage you to sit and reflect on that thought, on the ways that you stayed authentic in tough seasons, in the last few weeks, in the last few months, in the last few years, or where you may need to reconnect with yourself going forward after you get off this episode and do whatever you're going to do. And you can do this in whatever way feels right to you, whether it's journaling in a notebook or in the notes on your phone, whether it's talking to somebody that you trust, a friend, a loved one, your therapist, or even just taking a quiet moment to check in with your heart, with your soul, with your feelings, your emotions. And if you feel comfortable, you guys always know that I love to hear your thoughts. I love to hear what you guys have to tell me. And you can do that by connecting with me on Instagram or dropping a comment wherever you're listening to this episode on. And truthfully, I've loved all of the messages that I've been receiving lately, and it feels so, so good to know that we're in this together. It feels good to know that you guys feel like you can reach out to me in distressing moments or to share your happy moments with me. I don't know what's going on with the lights in my apartment right now. Maybe I'm tripping balls, or maybe you guys see this too. Anyways, hit me up on Instagram at Not Me Us a Podcast, or join the conversation on YouTube at Jody MF Johnson. You can also join the conversation on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, because I think there's comment sections there as well. And I want to thank you guys again for being here, for letting me share this space with you. And if this episode resonated with you, please take a second to rate, review, or share it with someone who might need this reminder too, because I for sure needed it. That's why I'm having this talk today. By doing these little things, it helps the show grow and reach more people who could really use some real talk right now. So again, thank you guys for being a part of the Not Me Us community. I really want you guys to know that you're not alone and you don't have to have it all figured out right now. Remember, you do not need to be perfect. Perfect is not real. You just need to be. And that, my friend, is more than enough. So until next time, au revoir.